2 games away. Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns are officially 2 games away from being the 2021 NBA champions. Game 2 is crazy. Now, I know a lot of y'all keep up with the NBA Weekly and the post-game recaps and everything. So, for my my consistent viewers who are normally here, you know in Game 1, I said some things. After Game 1, I said some things that I think came up again in today's game. One of the main things that I said, and I always say, especially throughout these playoffs, even last year, throughout the podcast, on my own YouTube videos, when Jay Crowder gives you 2 or 3 of them things, the other team can pack their bags early because that may be the night for you. Usually, if Jay Crowder is giving you 2 to 3 of them things, it's over. You know what I mean? So then you add on to the fact that Jay Crowder gave you two or three of them things. Mikal Bridges gave you more than a few of them things himself. I also said that I didn't expect Giannis to come out and have an 18-point game on 11 shots type of night. He didn't. Giannis came out aggressive. He came out looking like the 2-time MVP that we all known. And he looks fully healthy, and he was dominant. It was at times during his game, especially in that second half, damn near the entire game, where it was kind of like Giannis Antetokounmpo against the Phoenix Suns. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the most evident part. Mikal Bridges tonight had 27 points. 27 points. And the duo between Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton combined for only 1 more point. Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday combined for 28 points, while Mikal Bridges himself only had 27. When the Bucks have games like that, or if the Bucks are going to continue to have games like that, this series might be a lot shorter than what we all anticipated and know what it can be. You know what I mean? In my mind, even with them down 2-0, this series has potential to go the length because both of these teams are fairly even, in my opinion. I think they have good supporting role cast. And I think it's time for Coach Budenholzer or Coach Bud to figure out what he's going to do. It's a give and take thing. So I know Bobby Portis defensively has his issues, but even Brent Forbes. But if certain guys offensively aren't giving you anything, you got to shuffle it up and give some faith and make some type of adjustment and go for it because before you know it, the Suns are running away with the series and you have no chance. So that was my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? I think the Clippers, not the Clippers. I always get the Clippers involved when I think of Chris Paul. But the Suns didn't protect the ball as well as they did in Game 1. Game 1, I believe they had 9 turnovers. I remember significantly highlighting the fact that they had below double-digit turnovers and how important that is to have double-digit turnovers and force your opponent to have double-digit turnovers. You know what I mean? You want to win that turnover war, especially when you keep it below 10. And it was flipped around. I think tonight the Bucks had 9 and the Suns had 13. But, the Bucks didn't make them pay for it. That's the part where you have to make them pay. Also, again, from the free throw line, the disparity as far as how well they shot it, not the amount of attempts. I didn't care about, I won't say I didn't care, but I don't want to highlight the amount. I think it was good that in Game 1, the Suns shot around 10 more free throws. You know what I mean? They put an emphasis on getting to the basket, getting to the line, and get some easy ones. I don't know who shot it more, but I know who shot it worse. The Bucks missed about almost about 10 free throws. I think they were like 15 of 23 or something like that from the free throw line. And the Suns shot it around 80% again, where they went 12 or 14. So the Bucks, again, are leaving a lot of points at the free throw line. And I know part of that is Giannis and his struggles at the line. But they're going to have to clean that up as much as they can because those points, when you look after the game, those points are significant. The Suns also shot 50% from 3. They made 20 out of their 43s, while the Bucks shot below 30% from 3. They shot 29% from 3 this game. And like we talked about in the series against the Nets when I did the breakdown, really breaking it down, the Bucks and their offense and their struggles and whatnot and how they could win or how they were going to be in trouble. Listen, It's very simple. You know what I mean? We don't have to get into any philosophies or, Shakespearean basketball quotes or anything like that. But when you're the Bucks and you're playing with Giannis Antetokounmpo, this freak of nature, this two-time MVP, this dominant player in the inside of the paint who has flaws like shooting and perimeter shooting specifically, and he's gotten better, we all know, but it is what it is. The more better you shoot from the perimeter, the easier it is for him to dominate inside because the more driving lanes and driving alleys he has. When you're missing shots from the perimeter, like the Bucks have done, especially in tonight's game where you're shooting from three below 30%, it's disastrous. What defenses now are allowed to do is they're able to pack the paint. And the more you pack a paint, the less avenues Giannis has. Luckily for them tonight, Giannis was still able to be dominant. Giannis hit a three tonight. Giannis hit some turnaround fades that were very Kevin Durant-esque. And it was super scary because, if Giannis gets some consistency with hitting a turnaround fade, it's going to be a scary, scary league. But in the games going forward, I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix came out and said, hey, we're up 2-0. You've struggled to shoot the ball. You shot the ball disgustingly in game 2. We're going to pack the paint because we know if Giannis can't have any dominant games, it's going to be hard for y'all to win. So we're going to make it as tough as we can with him. And we're going to tell the rest of you guys, like Jrue Holiday, who offensively hasn't really appeared yet in the finals and barely kind of showed up in the playoffs at all. He was there. He's had his moments, but he hasn't been the Jrue Holiday that we all have seen him be before. And if I'm the Suns, I'm going to say, Jrue Holiday, we're going to make you step up in order for you guys to win. And we're going to pack the paint, make it as hard as we can on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we're going to live with the results. Because I'm saying it again, it's going to be extremely hard for the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Suns at all if they're not going to get some type of perimeter shooting or any type of help to Giannis. Giannis came out and had a very, very good game. And it's what it's what I thought he would do. Come out more aggressive and be, more assertive, especially on the offensive end. Because when he's gone, you have that chance, and you just need a little bit of help from others, and he just couldn't get it tonight. It seems like every time he made a run and he was going back and forth, you got Chris Paul hit a three. Devin Booker makes a play. You know what I mean? Devin Booker hit another three. Then Giannis come down and dunk. Giannis and one. Giannis get to the free throw line. Giannis. Then the Suns come back down. Chris Paul with another three. It was one possession where they got an offensive rebound. It's like Mikal Bridges got an offensive rebound, or somebody random got an offensive rebound or made some type of play to get another possession. Chris Paul or somebody missed it. Deandre Ayton got another offensive rebound, kicked Chris Paul in the corner, and Chris Paul had enough time to sit there, gather himself, and hit the three to put them up 9. And those are the type of plays, what I'm saying is like you're getting second, third chances, and they're making you pay when Giannis is inserting all of his energy on the offensive end because he has to get from the paint all the way to the rim every single time. And it wears and tears on him because he's moving around defensively. He's going on a fast break, and you'll see Giannis throughout the periods of the game looking exhausted because he's tired. Guys like Giannis and Ben Simmons, those type of guys who have to get their points going downhill, you got to think about how much energy they're using in one possession to get from the three-point line to the rim, getting past all these layers of defense, getting hit on the way, fouled, hacked. Then on the defensive side, they're playing defense and they're moving. So it's a lot of energy that they're inserting. So that's why it's important for some of those guys to step up in the half court to give him some help. So that way, he's able to not have to insert himself so much and tire himself out. Deandre Ayton, can't say enough about that guy. X Factor Ayton. Like I said, when he's playing at the level he's been playing at, they're a three-headed monster. And I want to fact check because I want to know. And I got my iPad right next to me. I'm just curious for my own sake. How many of DeAndre Ayton's rebounds were offensive? So he had 10 to 11 tonight, and four of his rebounds were offensive rebounds. And that's big right there. Because like I said, that one play in itself, I remember vividly, it was like 103 to 97. The Bucks went on like a 7-0 run. They made it. We felt like, okay, we have a game. And that was that possession where Deandre Ayton was able to get the second offensive rebound for them, kick it to Chris Paul in that corner, and everybody just sat there when they got it and looked at Chris Paul, and he made it a 9-point game. And those are the ones that eat you. When you go on a 7-0 run, you get the momentum, and then out of timeout, TV commercial break, they come in and they get a 3 off of 2 offensive rebounds in one possession. And that's a big blow. That's a, you know what I mean? That's a vibe killer, a momentum killer. And it kind of is like, damn. So I just think that when Ayton is playing, like I said, when Ayton is playing at this level, they're as good as anybody. I mean, at 10 and 11, only 40% from the field today. Shots didn't go for him like usually, but he had 2 blocks and 4 offensive rebounds. Like I said, Devin Booker, of course, with 31, 5, and 6. That's his MVP, Finals MVP type performance. Chris Paul was a little loose with the ball. He was a little loose with the ball, especially in that fourth quarter. He had some kind of careless, not so usual Chris Paul type turnovers. And I remember being in a party like, man, what's up with Chris Paul? That's not really him. And he ended up ending the game with 6 turnovers. That's just not a Chris Paul type thing. And about 3 of those 6 turnovers were in the fourth quarter. I saw that with my own 2 eyes. I know that for a fact. And like I said, man, Jay Crowder, 3 of 5 from 3. When he's giving you 2 or 3 threes, it's tough. Mikal Bridges with another 3 threes. So they're gonna have to find some type of answer, man. The Bucks have to find some type of answer, and it has to be offensively. I wanted Chris Middleton to come out and still be aggressive. He did with 16 shot attempts, not nowhere near the 26 that he had, but I still think 16 is a strong case. Just shot it poorly. 1 of 6 from 3. You know what I mean? 5 of 16 from the field. Whenever you have more shot attempts than points, it was a tough night. Same thing with Jrue Holiday. 21 shot attempts, only 17 points, 7 to 21, 1 of 3 from 3. Giannis shot it better from 3 tonight than Chris Middleton. That should never really be a thing. And again, what I said last game, Chris Middleton having 0 free throw attempts is unacceptable. And he does it again in back-to-back games so far. He has 0 free throw attempts. 0 free throw attempts. Holiday missed a free throw, and then Giannis missed 7. So you got 8 missed free throws right there, which are going to be big. You lose this game by 10, and you leave 8 points at the free throw line. I know it's hard to ask Giannis to be perfect from the line, especially when he's giving you 42 and 12. But I mean, if he can hit 5 or 6 more of those and turn his 7 missed free throws into 2 to 3 misses, and we talking about a different type of game here. So they got to clean it up, man. I mean, 29% from 3 is disgusting. 65% from the free throw line is just as disgusting when you're shooting 23 attempts. They won the attempt game today. I got the numbers in front of me to fact check my statement earlier. So in game 1, I believe the Suns shot about 10 more free throws. Tonight, it looks like the Bucks shot nearly 10 more free throws, 9 to be exact. But again, the Suns make them pay at the free throw line by making, all of 2 of them. And on a night where they lose a turnover battle, the Bucks don't really make them pay. They didn't make them pay by losing a turnover battle. The Suns turned the ball over 12 times. Like I said, it's not the usual type of situation because Chris Paul had some silly ones at the end that kind of when the game was already over. Late in the game, he threw like a behind the bounce pass to Jay Crowder that he didn't know coming. That was a turnover. You know what I mean? Those are just BS turnovers at that point. So I don't want to look too much into it. But I don't want to sound like a broken record because a lot of my game 1 was about Jrue Holiday. But it is what it is. Jrue Holiday has to step up and find a way to insert himself into the offense. He has to be there. And then also on nights where Chris Middleton is having 11 points, it's just they're not going to be able to win like that. And as much as I'm rooting for the Suns, for Javon to get a ring, Chris Paul to get his first, obviously Devin Booker is my guy. I love Monty Williams, James Jones. I love what Phoenix is embodied and representing. But I do want to see a good series. You know what I mean? This is one of the first times we've had this unpredictable, even type of NBA Finals. And I would hate if we just ran through it like a blur, a quick series. I told my Suns and Bucks fans in my video with the advice for them to not overreact, and I'm telling myself the same thing. I'm not going to overreact. The Suns did everything they were supposed to, which is win on their home court. They say a series doesn't start until somebody wins on the road, so that hasn't happened yet. The Bucks still have, 2 games at home to turn the series around and potentially send it back to Arizona with a 2-2 series. But if they do, they're going to need some big performances from one of those other guys. The first game, Giannis didn't have a bad game. He just wasn't as assertive. 11 field goal attempts, wasn't as aggressive to close out the game like he was from the start. Blame it on a knee, blame it on Russ, tired, whatever. Now he's back giving you 42 points, and he has to have somebody step up. Mikal Bridges nearly outscoring Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday alone is unacceptable. 65% from the free throw line, unacceptable. Below 30% from the three-point line, unacceptable. You know what I mean? And then for the Suns, 85% from the free throw line, 50% from three. Offensive rebounds. Let's see how many they had as a team. 11 offensive rebounds. 11. But the Bucks had 18 offensive rebounds. The Bucks had 18 offensive rebounds. I wish I had a stat to know how many of those offensive rebounds turn into points. How many points did those offensive rebounds turn into? That's a stat I would love to know. But as always, I appreciate you guys. A lot of basketball left. Giannis just needs this much help. Shout out to Chris Paul and the Suns and Devin Booker for handling their business, and Deandre Ayton. I got to remember to now give Deandre Ayton a guy that's a part of that team. Now, they're a three-headed monster over there. They're 2 games away from getting Chris Paul that historic ring. It's going to be so special if he's able to do it. Either way, it's going to be special because the Bucks are a team. They got it out the mud as well. Giannis is somebody that we all love to root for. But Chris Paul at 36, to not have to bandwagon and jump on somebody's coattail, this is just a unique path and journey opening up for him if he were to win this one. So it's going to be history and beautiful regardless. I will see you guys in a couple days for Game 3. Hopefully we get something good and we get some change of momentum in the series. As always, I'm your host of NBA Weekly, Pee Wee the Plug. Until next time, I'm out.